wrong. Homeland Nova can play Villa. I don't think we're going to see that here inside of this matchup. Ban is going to be our first ban, but Crow, what are you expecting to see here?
Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm expecting to see, but I can tell you what I hope not to see, and that's Coast. There we go, right on cue. Homeland are not going to be taking GuGu to Coast. They are far smarter than a lot of the teams that we have seen so far in this season, including my own JFC back when they were SH. Chalet gone next, Clubhouse as well. That leaves us with Oregon. God, please.
Crow is a lot more animated in his pain than I am. He is currently crying in the proverbial club right now.
Dude, I see it enough in Challenger League, bro. I gotta cast it here too.
I feel your pain, buddy. I feel your pain. I am crying as well. But unfortunately, I don't have a bowl of ramen in front of me to catch the tears. Instead, it's just going to get on my shirt. And, you at least you have comfort in food in front of you. I just have, I just have water. So that's unfortunately not a great situation for me.
I'm going to be crying all over my vegetables.
Oh, are those pink chopsticks?
Yeah. Pink is, I have pink chopsticks. I have a pink water bottle.
Wow.
I wear pink Converse. I'm
drinking
a pink drink. Oh yeah, hot pink is my favorite color.
It is a good color. It is one of my favorites as well.
Fantastic.
I love cyan. Is one of my favorite colors as well. But I don't know what to expect out of this game. I'm looking at kind of the prep that I've done for the game and GuGu dolls. I mean, I'm expecting them to keep their undefeated record, if I'm going to be completely honest here.
Me too.
But Homeland are a formidable team, as we've been alluded to. So if there's anyone that's going to upset GuGu dolls before the end of the season, I think it's Homeland. But I don't want to get my hopes 100% up because GuGu dolls have shown the propensity to just be absolutely insane.
Yeah, they seem like even though there are a lot of teams that take them close, there really hasn't been a team yet that really takes them over the edge and puts them down. I mean, same thing with CCSW, right? We saw a couple teams take them very close, but no one was able to actually beat them, and they ended up winning the season. So I definitely agree. Well, I didn't do any prep because I didn't know I was going to be casting.
Welcome to the fire.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just at first glance, GuGu is probably going to keep their record, especially on a map like Oregon, which is considered to be an equalizer. Kind of brings teams, the higher teams down to the level of less experienced teams. But I think the experience does definitely play a factor. Homeland are a much fresher team, much fresher faces, whereas on GuGu, you have people who've been playing comp for a while. They should all know Oregon like the back of their hands. We load into the lobby, we can see what the bans are. I don't imagine there's going to be anything crazy unless we see a target ban, which is possible. Maybe one of those entry players on either side. Maybe we'll even see an IQ ban, maybe a Jackal ban. Who knows? But otherwise, it should be pretty standard. There's your Thatcher. The next ban will probably be either a Flores or a Hard Breach.
I'm expecting a Flores just because of what I've seen from these teams in the past, right? I've seen a Flores ban more often than not on Oregon, but a Hard Breacher is perfectly viable. So, yep, there it goes. There's going to be your Maverick ban. Yep, it's going to take away from your ability to take into the attic inside of the top floor defense. It's also going to potentially take away from the hatches that you can get, but obviously Habana is still on the board, so you still have plenty of options if you are looking to get some hard breaching done. Mira is going to be the next ban. It takes away from the ability to defend on the basement. Obviously, you want to establish that Mira window maybe inside of E-Box or on the freezer wall, but Mira, very standard ban nonetheless.
Yeah, Mira is very powerful operator on most maps, Oregon included, and Valkyrie as well. Those two, Mira, Valkyrie are pretty much the universal constants when it comes to viability on every single map in the pool because they are just so good. And what do they have in common, Santos? Well, info. The defense just has so much more opportunity for info than the attack does. So as the attackers, you want to be able to peel that away as much as possible, whereas on the defense and your attacker bans, you focus on the utility and the clear instead. First sight is going to be on Dorms. Pretty standard lineup. Something to mention as well is Castle just got changed On the test server, he has 1 extra castle barricade, and they take less punches to go down. But that's not the live build, and he's not even being brought. He'll be 6'd off to a Cade because despite Thatcher and Maverick being banned, Kaid is still up. And that could be a huge issue for the attack if those Electro Claws are well hidden.
The placement of Electro Claws are going to be the sort of biggest, I guess, point of contention if you're talking about Homeland Nova, right? If Strona knows how to hide those Electro Claws, then it's going to be a relatively easy ask of her to try and defend against these walls being taken. But I'm sure that GuGu Dolls with Goddess on that Twitch, they're going to be able to find those Electro Claws. They know the standard spots just because of the experience that they bring to the table. I'm expecting Goddess to have a field day with her Twitch drones, and then obviously that F2 is still a very big, very powerful attacking weapon in its own right. But Tex, we've seen her on this P10 Roni time and time again. It is a formidable weapon, that is to be said for sure. It is losing a couple of beginning rounds inside of its magazine on that test server, as you were talking about. It's also going to have a little bit more kick, a little bit more recoil, so it won't be as easy of a gun to use later on, but that isn't the primary concern as we're hopping into the games. And yeah, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, we're looking a little bit into how GuGu Dolls expect to take. I'm seeing a Master Bedroom take right now.
And we have a, I guess I will describe this as an eclectic lineup. And as I was about to start off with mentioning the Monty and how influential he can be pushing in and taking control, Marmalade will be cut down instantaneously. She tries to ascend the armory stairs. I guess ADSs to take a fight or shoot a cam or something. Gets her head popped by Tex. So beautiful first pick by the Aruni. And we've got some other interesting picks as well. Turler, really the only normal one. Goddess on Twitch does make sense in the sense that, you know, in order to find those Electro Claws, Twitch could be handy to shoot those out. Twitch also with her buff can now shoot out Goyo shields, which Homeland are bringing. The thing that I'm very interested in is not only the Monty, but the fact that they are bringing both a Zero and a Lion at the same time, rather than nades. They have no nades, and they don't have a hard breacher either. They're going to use just the hard breach charge and hope that'll suffice.
You talked about the lack of information that the attacking side brings, and well, I think that is the perfect response to doing so. But like you mentioned, the nades, they're definitely going to be missing those. That makes attacks that much more easy. But Homeland, they're playing in a very aggressive sort of anchoring position here, right? They've gotten a couple of free picks onto Marmalade and Burb, and I'm not expecting it to get any easier for anyone else on the GuGu Doll side, right? You have Goddess sitting out here on the window, and Moshizo and Turler are the only two players that could really make a big difference unless there is an uncalled for rotation from Homeland. But really, GuGu Dolls, they're kind of in dire straits right now. Homeland, they're playing very aggressively. They're playing their style of game that they love to play. But the first of the E1Ds are going to come out, and the perfect comes out, and capitalize secret will find that Kizo as well. Yeah, with Goddess the only person left standing for Homeland, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm certainly welcoming it here, Crow.
Yeah, I think that was GuGu attempting to do something cheeky and getting humble in the first round. I don't suppose we'll be seeing anything that weird again. They were probably just sending out their feelers and seeing, hey, how much can we get away with? So now that Homeland have effectively crushed them in that round, you can see them immediately going to a more standard operator selection onto meeting. Although, okay, I was about to say, Turler on Thermite, that's a little bit weird, but she'll go back on the Inyana. Zero and Lion being taken at the same time is still a little bit odd, but they do now have the hard breacher, they do now have the nades and the proper clear. Much more down-to-earth lineup here. And the fact that Homeland are going to meeting instead of basement is also curious. Not necessarily a sign of concern, you know, because some teams just like going to the offsites before their primaries to see if they can get them out of the way. My concern is going to be how they hold upstairs. Because, well, something we've seen from GuGu is how efficient they are at clearing a roam because they simply walk in and win their fights.
I mean, it's as simple as that, right? Like, just go in and click on heads. Go in and click heads before they click your head. It's really not that hard. But what I've been looking at from Homeland is they're trying to disrupt the pacing from GuGu Dolls, right? You mentioned how efficient they are at taking down the roamers, and I think that's something that Homeland have definitely sort of read into. And they're taking the fight to GuGu Dolls at the point of attack, and they're finding some pretty good success with it, right? They found a couple of opening picks in that last round, and GuGu Dolls, although able to respond in some straights, with Goddess finding 2 kills in that last round, it still really threw off the attacking plans from GuGu Dolls. And we've been looking for an upset inside of Project Eris for a long time now, and I don't want to draw any conclusions as of just yet, but I think Homeland are certainly the team to do it. If they can keep this sort of pacing that they have and forcing GuGu Dolls into places of discomfort, I think they can definitely walk away with this game.
So far, GuGu are not really focusing towards the upstairs hold and the roam clear. They're just going full horizontal, already taking control of shower and shoving their way through dining. This is appearing to be a full 100% lateral push. They're going to have to deal with Secret holding this 90-degree angle, as well as Dyer, who is set up above. She is controlling the hatch, and as well as these floor holes. And I mean, if GuGu don't deal with this, they could just get immediately mowed down as they try and push into the site first and foremost. So, I doubt, even though they've opened the wall and opened the doorway, they're probably just going to use that for lines of sight. I doubt the actual push is going to be coming from there, though.
What I am a little worried about is the fact that GuGu Dolls are taking a little bit of damage. It seems like they are struggling with this quick pace that Homeland are going for. But as I say that, Goddess is able to take down Tex, and Moshizo, well, she's going to find Ava sitting above, and goodness, they're just cutting through them. Like you said, Strona will eventually answer back, finding that kill onto Goddess, but the damage has already been done. You are depending on these final 2 anchors in Secret and Strona to try and pull this round back. Marmalade is going to try and get that plant down. Turler will take down the only line of defense inside of the site. So it's all come down to Strona to pull it back from a 1v4. And although I've seen crazier things inside of Siege, I certainly don't think that it's going to happen here. They have way too much control of the site, and there it goes. GuGu Dolls will eventually take that round in pretty dominant fashion, might I add. They were able to deal with the upstairs presence in a quick and rapid fashion. They only had to deal with Tex that was playing on the freezer stairs, and after they dealt with Tex, they were able to walk up the white stairs for pretty much for free and deal with everything that was upstairs. So overall, very good take from GuGu Dolls. That's that experience showing, and we're tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, I started off by saying I'm worried about their push because they never cleared top floor, and then they just walked up white. Simple as that. The Aruni died on top freezer. That was really the only thing they had holding that hallway. The Jaeger, instead of aggressing on white stairs, fell all the way back towards metal. And that was too far. That allows Lauren, or Moshizo, to simply walk out, get the first frag, because after the Jaeger peeked white, she was, I guess Ava was just firing through the floor. And I don't know if it was just a lack of communication, but the Maestro was simply not ready for the swing. He was also looking down at the floor. So that was an easy 2-piece for Lauren upstairs, and well, everything just kind of fell apart because of the incredible gap in the manpower between the two teams and the vast amount of control that GuGu had. And now Homeland are going to go to the other primary site. Again, pretty standard stuff, elbow hold assisted by ADSs, plenty of shields from the Goyo, Electro Claws to boot. There is no Maverick, so the Electro Claws might be a little bit difficult to get off those hatches, but and GuGu Dolls only have 1 set of nades too. That's something to note. If they want to get those Electro Claws off, it will probably be done with those, because again, they're on hatches. And well, they've only got 2 chances at it, and that is a kind of a hard nade to hit, at least the one on E-boxes.
100%, or you maybe put Goddess in a position to try and deal with those impact grenades. I certainly think it is still a very hard ask, but no, actually it seems like GuGu Dolls are trying to push down Freezer and getting this take going from a horizontal standpoint, right? It seems like they just want to send it down Freezer, and Turler, she's going to open things up with the E1D in the background, opening things up with the kill onto Ava. Secret playing inside of Freezer, but no, actually all of the members of GuGu Dolls have decided to leave. That pressure has been forfeited, but they do escape with an opening pick, which was important to find. Granted, it was onto a Jaeger, so not the most impactful operator to find early, but nonetheless, that still makes things very difficult for Homeland.
Yeah, it's been about a minute 15, and we haven't seen much progress with the exception of opening the laundry hatch. They can't really do anything about the freezer ones. They might just have to push down dry, which is still okay. There's not... It doesn't look like there's too much. They're going to dedicate a nade to trying to get the Electro Claw off. I don't know if they got it. Marmalade hasn't... Yeah, Marmalade hasn't gone to breach, so no. They have not gotten it. Turler unfortunately missed the nade, and like I said, they only had 2 chances. That was the only nade they had. And, well, they can't quite get it. Marmalade is going to say, you know what? I'll do it myself and attempt to peek down, but it's a pre-fire to land on the head of Strona, felling the smoke, one of the most important operators on this defense, as Turler continues to take this freezer control. I believe at this point, the Electro Claw has been done with, and now Marmalade goes ahead and breaches as her teammate Lauren finds a kill on the Tex. Yet another piece of plant denial gone. There's a C4 on the Cade, no longer with us. Secret holding down freezer, gets one by the locker. Lauren fragged out as well by Dyer, who's still got a C4 in her pocket. It's a 3v2, the man count now dwindling for the attack. They only lead by 1. Marmalade's going to attempt to try and plant right next to Closet. Does Dyer have the C4 angle? She'll spot one, take the head off of Burb, who is just out to lunch looking the wrong way. She'll pop the Goyo shield as well, trapping Marmalade in the corner. She's forced to peek right into the waiting arms of Secret. Incredible coordination from the last 2 players, and the last one of Turler. GuGu's only hope in this round is back towards Freezer. I'm not quite sure if she has an angle on the diffuser. Oh no, she does, because it's plant right behind the corner. Dyer is going to have to go for this and hope that Secret can cover. She'll go for the attempt. Here's the swing, and Secret is far too late. Turler gets one, unable to land the shots on the Secret as well, but now Secret's put in the hot seat. She's only got 10 seconds to play with. She's going to attempt the defuse, and Turler plays it just passive enough. Wonderfully played from the Iana. Homeland, unfortunately, mistiming the 2v1.
That was so well played from Turler inside of that 2v1 too, just biding her time. She knew that she had the advantage because it was a hard gunfight to win from the side of Homeland. Just not having those zoom scopes or, having weaker guns at range kind of spelt the whole story inside of that last 45 seconds there, right? Turler just staying safe, knowing that she had time, and that really just comes down to experience. But that's not to say that Homeland weren't completely inept inside of that round, right? They were able to pull things back, but once that plant got down, it really just spelt the end for Homeland inside of that round there. But it was a respectable effort overall. GuGu Dolls just being able to get that freezer presence, despite not being able to eliminate that Electric Claw on the freezer hatch. That was all the control that they needed to make things happen for them inside of that round. Once they had the freezer control, they were able to send it into the laundry room, get that plant down, and then just play that post-plant scenario, But now, Homeland, they're going to go back to a site that they found some success on. They went to this site first and foremost inside of this matchup, and they were able to get a win. Granted, they've dropped 2 rounds in a row for 2 GuGu Dolls, and I'm sure GuGu Dolls have some adjustments inside of their brains ready to counteract whatever Homeland have brought in. What I'm seeing from Homeland, though, are some pretty default setups, if we're going to be completely honest, right? We're looking at that freezer inside or that deployable shield inside of Trophy to try and defend from the master bedroom. We're also seeing the 2 Goyo shields to prevent anyone from putting any real pressure in from inside of Trophy. So if GuGu Dolls read into this, it could potentially go for a big window push, or they could potentially send their way up white. It's really up to them to decide how they want to take this, and I'm sure Homeland are ready for the danger there.
Yeah, that again, I'm a little disappointed in the last round. Secret needed to have been putting active pressure on Turler there, but she was just playing a little bit too much. Actually, not a little bit, way too passive. Dyer shouldn't have been doing that alone. But you're talking about default setups, and this is really the one round where we haven't seen that. Homelands have gone a little creative with their trophy hold, with the hole on Armory stairs, their shield play, stuff like that, and I do appreciate it. But it looks like GuGu might be attempting to ignore it. I'm not quite sure. They're starting their clear once again from the west side of the building and attempting to frag out Dyer. There's nades coming in from below. Another nade being sent up by Turler, I imagine, trying to bank it off this reinforcement and get a player in the corner, but it will miss. And Ava playing aggressive, takes some shots from Goddess after dealing a little bit of damage to that Zoe. Right now, GuGu are at a bit of a standstill. Here's the Lion scan, though, and this might prompt the aggression, but no. It'll just be more drone work as Turler attempts to push up white and is wholly unsuccessful. Tex will dissuade her from that avenue, dealing a lot of damage to that Iana, as Homeland still sit firmly in the driver's seat. GuGu attempting this big window white push with not a lot of downstairs presence and upwards vertical control as the first kills come out.
Marmalade, or Moshizo and Dyer first to fall, but Marmalade was actually in position to get a plant down, but that smoke will sort of dispel any effort to put that case down.
Where did Strona come
on
from?
this flank, though? Yeah, yeah, you said it yourself, right? Where did Strona come from? I think she came
there's
from
no one else
Dyer
downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Strona was just basically uncalled for, but as I say that, Turler getting a lot of kills herself inside of the site, but Tex in perfect position to respond to it, and Tex is unfortunately going to fall. So Strona, that sort of mystery operator that we were talking about, well, it's going to come down to her. But Turler decides, hey, I don't really care about your secrets. I'm going to absolutely destroy you. And Turler, with a very individualistic fragging effort, will buy GuGu Dolls their third round in a row.
I also, so, yeah, Strona ended up dropping, Dining Hatch and flanking, right? I don't know where the hell Turler went in.
Maybe she just sent it back up white?
I mean, maybe, but in no world should she have been allowed to do that. I don't know if she did. I mean, judging by her positioning, she very may well have. I just mixed those two words. Because GuGu should not have won that round. There is no chance in hell they should have won that round. They were attempting to push big window white with no buck, barely any upwards vertical presence. I mean, what do we have? We had a couple impacts from Goddess and one attempted floor nade from Turler, and that was it. That was all they had going for them. The anchors were not pushed out. Mm-hmm. And they were just holding crossfires on big window. I mean, you saw it, Marmalade, as soon as she went for the plant, there was a really well-placed smoke grenade to get her off, and like instantaneously, too. Well, good reaction from Secret, or the call from her team, whoever called that out. But and Turler originally tried to push up white and was beat to hell and was forced to, slink back down the stairs and lick her wounds. But somehow she was able to reascend, I guess, and
maybe
cause some chaos and ended up getting like 4 kills on 1 HP that she should just never have gotten in the first place. I am extremely surprised that GuGu were able to get that round. And I guess hats off to Turler for being in the right place at the right time in 4 different individual situations. We should be looking at a 2-2 here, but we're not. And GuGu Dolls have at the very least secured an even half on Oregon attack. I mean, they've effectively won the first half of this game.
This is one of those maps that could go relatively 50-50, though, if we're completely talking about it, right? You were alluding to how this map is sort of the equalizer, and I think that's certainly true, right? Attack and defense both have a very good chance of winning their own rounds if you're playing your positions correctly. I think that Oregon is one of those maps that I want to say doesn't really favor a side. It favors teamwork and favors the team that is going to, play together and just get all of the fundamentals of Siege right. And I think that's what we saw in that last round. I think Homeland had some of the fundamentals there, but sometimes you just can't deal with the fact that Turler decided she's going to just go absolutely bonkers up the white stairs or wherever she sent it in from, right? So GuGu Dolls, like you said, we really should be looking at a 2-2 scoreline. I think Homeland played that round pretty well. It was just down to Turler making some magic happen, and that's why we're looking at her at a 9-1 scoreline right now.
She has been incredible, not only through this game, but through the whole season so far. That's why she was our highlight player. We will attempt attempt number 2 in a row of this site from Homeland, and once again, GuGu has swapped the push. It is no longer big window white. They are doing the much more standard master over, already clearing all the utility covering the shield and trophy. Efficient work from the attack, and Tex not going to overstay her welcome, immediately falling back. That is smart. Unfortunately for the defense, though, their electrical claw on the master wall was found pretty damn quickly, and thus the ace is able to breach it with, only a minute gone.
I'm loving the sort of structure that we're seeing from GuGu Dolls, right? You mentioned how fast they were able to deal with the shield and other utility that was sitting inside of Trophy, and now they already have an angle into Attic as well. So overall, I think this is a very solid take coming out from GuGu Dolls, and they're looking to capitalize on the pace, calling that first line U1D, and they're throwing nades and pretty much just chucking everything into the site. And Homeland, they're quickly running out of places to hide behind. But with a minute and 30 seconds remaining, there's a lot of control that GuGu Dolls still have to accomplish, right? And with Tex, she's looking to get a flank going, potentially up the main stairs. That could spell a lot of danger for this GuGu Dolls defense if they are unaware, if they don't have the flanking sort of counteraction necessary to deal with Tex's positioning. And she's taking it slow. She knows that she has plenty of time to play around, but it might be a little bit too slow with Taylor taking it into the site very quickly, tries to fire out with the Gon 6, but unfortunately that won't get you anywhere. It doesn't really do that much damage, but I'll tell you what does do a little bit of damage. It's Tex finding the foot of somebody inside from the GuGu Dolls team, but as I say that, Marmalade getting the plant down, Ava is none the wiser, but the pre-fire almost comes out from the white stairs, but no, GuGu Dolls again finding another round.
Yeah, Tex's flank, I know why she was nervous. I mean, considering there is both a Lion and a 0 on the board, I'm actually a little bit surprised that GuGu didn't catch that. But it's understandable why Tex was nervous about the flank, but it should have been quicker. It needed to be quicker because what happened, Turler happened for the third time in a row. Yeah. She just walked in. I mean, the Homeland anchors were rooted in their spots. They were playing, once again, a little bit too passive. No one was playing off any contact. So that allows Turler to simply waltz in through Trophy, get a kill, light up the Jaeger and Attic, which allows Burb to come in and go 1-for-1, and the man count swings in GuGu's favor because they just walk in, as always. If you want to play against GuGu, all right, all the teams out there who have yet to play this team, I hope you're listening. Play for contact. Play off an aggressive teammate. Do not play passive because GuGu do not care. They will walk in every time. And for some reason, nobody is ever ready for it. And it kind of annoys me because all you gotta do is look at the doorway. And what did we not have, Santos? What did we not have last round? We didn't have a gun pointed at Trophy. You had 2 people sitting pit. Why? Okay, if the Jaeger's there, cool. Why are there 2? And you have Tex going for a flank. So you've got what? 1 metal, 1 kids, 2 pit? Just play like top white or something. I don't know. That annoyed me.
So this has been a PSA brought to you by Harrison Crow Broder.
I've been doing this a lot.
Man, you should have hopped onto the VOD review stream with CDAPS earlier.
I'd
go yell at people in a structured manner.
Connor and I do not schedule me on those for a reason because I will be meaner than cookies.
Oh, goodness. Well, mean jokes aside, Turler already making her way down the freezer stairs. I've been loving the pace that we've been seeing from GuGu Dolls, right? They've been explosive in pretty much every single round, and it's kind of been because Turler has been able to open up any sight line with relative ease, right? She's made her way into these difficult positions like you were talking about that you want Homeland to play a little bit more aggressively on, which I completely agree with you, right? They need to, I guess, play for picks and play for these trades a little bit more effectively, and I think that would buy them a little bit more success. But right now, I just don't think that you can counter Turler if I'm going to be 100% straight up. It's been so tough to deal with her, and it's all down to just the fact that the rest of GuGu Dolls are playing very disciplined and really just enabling Turler to go ahead and go get these kills. It's been a sight to see for sure.
Yeah, because not only are they enabling Turler, but they're playing off Turler. Well, okay, as I say that, we are going to have, I guess, an outlier because they were not playing off Turler. There, they just kind of let her die solo pushing Freezer. Tex, I'm sure, very happy to get the Iana off the board. Marmalade drops in, goes 1-for-1, and the man count still is in Homeland's favor. in a 4 versus 3. Is this where we see their second round? Because, well, they sorely need it. Going 5-1 on your Oregon defense is never a good sign. Lauren is going to take quite a bit of damage on the line. It sounds like that was the Roni ringing out. And Goddess has a nice long angle into Laundry, but she will not see the rotate. A foot is spotted by Burb. Looks like she might be waiting for support, but her passiveness will, or may, have just gotten Goddess killed. That is an easy one for Tex. Dyer finds another, and this is looking like it's going to be Homeland's second round. Ava hits the floor. Not finished off just yet. She is very recoverable. But as the 0 starts to swing in, it is another kill for Tex. The Aruni steps up big, and it's a 4-2 half in the favor of GuGu.
Would I be misinformed? And hear me out, Crow. The fact that they were able to find Turler early, she has been a very huge part of of GuGu Dolls in terms of just making magic happen. We saw that 4-piece that she was able to get, and I think it was in round 2. So the fact that Homeland kind of shut her down, that kind of fed into the fact that, well, their confidence was it was reestablished inside of that round, right? They looked a lot more confident inside of that round. They were willing to play off each other, go get these picks, and I think they kind of heard your PSA, which is kind of weird considering that one, we operate on a delay on stream. You're in their comms. You're just coaching all of the teams at this point.
Yes.
Aren't you a busy guy for that?
Yeah. It's rough.
Well, and then I'm giving you, you're kind of stuck here with me, so I guess you're even more busy in that sense. So I do apologize for.
That's okay. I forgive you.
You forgive me?
I do.
Do you also forgive Light Rose's internet?
No.
You peeked into the team speak, and that was hilarious. But nonetheless, we're seeing.
I forgive Light Rose, but I don't forgive Light. I don't forgive her internet.
I wouldn't forgive her either. It's been a recurring theme between me and her broadcast. If you followed Project Eris throughout the other Playdays,
you know troubles too.
Yeah, even inside of this cast, unfortunately, but it doesn't seem to have been affecting me that much. Hopefully, it doesn't continue. But Homeland, they have a mountain to climb a little bit here, right? They're down 4-2, but that's not insurmountable in the slightest. You kind of expect you expect to win a little bit more rounds on your defensive side, but on Oregon, it really is a lot more of a wild card. So Homeland in perfect position to pick this one back up, but GuGu Dolls, I mean, we saw how coordinated they were on attack off of the backs of Turler, and now in a position where they can play off of all 5 of their players, this could mean a lot of danger for Homeland Open.
We'll have to see as they continue to sit out bunker, waiting out the smoke grenades. I do like the fact that they are bringing Flores. I do not like the fact that they have both the Flores and the Nomad. I feel like that is a bit redundant. The Nomad, sure, it's more of a hard stop of those flanks, but, you could have replaced one of them with, more useful operator, like a secondary hard breach, more nades, if you want, instead of the Nomad, but to each their own. Maybe they're just not comfortable with having someone sit on the flank drones for the majority of, if not the entire round, especially because we do know GuGu like to flank a lot. Tex is already 2 Flores drones down. There's not too many shields she needs to clear. In fact, there is only 1 on the side of Goddess, so she can just go ahead and scout out site info rather than use it for the utility. There is a drone going towards meeting, and I don't know if they've spotted the flank just yet. Turler does take a shot at the drone through the drone hole, so they likely know she's there now. You can see someone all the way at the end of the green hall hitting the deck and proning, although they've gotten up since, and Turler, at least for now, will be dissuaded from the flank. But here's Lauren, posted up inside of Garage. That is a freebie onto the Iano, looking for the second, but that player plays passive instead of going for the refrag, but it's too passive, as Secret just gets swung on, and now Lauren is going to attempt a duo with Turler, double retaking into meeting. Tex is right behind the stage. She's got a ping on this one mine. Here's the peek. Easy kill for the Flores, but in the meantime, one of her other teammates has fallen. It's now Dyer and Tex, the 2 flank watches, or I guess a flank watch and a pseudo flank watch left to pick up the pieces in a 2 versus 4, with Turler still on the roam, still upstairs, and definitely a potent threat. In comes the Nomad. She'll knock Goddess off the board, so down goes one of your elbow players. Marmalade is happy to still sit here, but as Tex falls, it's just Dire, and well, there's only 10 seconds left, and pretty much no more hope in this round. There's a double peek over towards Barrel. Neither are successful, but Dire has too many angles to look at. Turler takes her head off with the pistol, and it's another round for GuGu.
They were just, I think Homeland were just struggling with the different positions that GuGu were holding on the map, right? They eventually wanted to go for this roam clear, but they didn't have enough information to play off of, or maybe just some areas of the map. I'm thinking maybe Kitchen, for example, went under drone, but I know Turler had to shoot at some drone presence in there, so I can't really say that. But nonetheless, they were struggling with dealing with the fact that GuGu dolls like to flank so much. You were talking about how GuGu will set up for different flanks throughout different points of the round, and then Homeland, yes, they wanted to deal with. I think it was Ren. It was Moshizo sitting inside of Garage. It was also Turler, and they eventually had some big impacts later on in the round. Again, it's just coming down to maybe Homeland, and I love looking at sort of the micro inside of these gunfights. I just love looking at gunfight technique, and like you said, there was a lot of passiveness going on there from Homeland Nova, both in a macro and micro sense, and I think that GuGu dolls are going to take advantage of that every single time. So GuGu dolls now up 5-2. They're going to head up to their secondary site, which is the dorms room. They have brought the Aruni, which is something that you expect. Namely, not a lot of utility being put out towards the trophy side, right? I'm seeing the I'm seeing the couple of Prismas. We also see the Aruni gate that has been dedicated to that side, but overall not a lot of focus being brought to that trophy / master bedroom side. It seems like they're playing all of their cards towards either a big window push or potentially to an attic push, but we could see an early engagement as Marmalade trying to retreat for her life, but there was someone taking inside of the small tower, and she's going to look for this flank. It's amazed me throughout the course of this game, Crow, that the different positions that GuGu dolls play and how quickly they can rotate from spot to spot and make an impact on different areas in the map. It's been a sight to see for sure, and I've had the pleasure of spending it with you. So that's been the highlight of my day so far.
I love you too. And I mean, that's what I've been saying. GuGu do not care. They do not care.
That's evident.
They will just run around and do whatever the hell they want. Case in point, we just had a double run out on a sprinting Finka because they saw her on the rappel. Tex got off the rappel, and where the hell is she going to go? The Rooney didn't see her run to the left. Obviously, that means she ran to the right, and well, it is a pretty long trek, and that frees up the run out. Burb will unfortunately get shut down. She's not been having a great game, and Strona, covering on the big window, finds another onto Turler, but it's an instant refrag. Marmalade finds her second. Goddess lands a very well-placed shot on Strona, and it is secret, well, now just Ava in a 1 versus 2. Down goes Goddess, but unfortunately for the Twitch, she is stuck outside big window. All right, Lauren is going to
just mad dash up the stairs.
Just gonna do that, I guess. I'm friends with Lauren, so I was gonna say something really mean, but I'm not gonna do that. Ava spots out where Marmalade is playing, but I mean, Marmalade knows that this Twitch is out big window, and, well, she can just listen for the vault prompt. And when someone is vaulting through a window, well, there is only one place they can be, and that is right in the middle. Marmalade will throw an early C4. Not really going to land anywhere, but she'll reactivate the Aruni gate, and that means she'll hear when Ava burns it. Now, she does have smokes, so it's not like Ava is completely, useless when it comes to that, but she is going to wisely rotate off. Good decision from her, knowing that a player is at some of their most vulnerable when they're mid-vault. But as Marmalade hears her break open the front door, she knows exactly what's going on. Now, 2 alibi clones will be spotted, but now Ava has quite the tough task, and that is playing right against a shield that Marmalade is hiding behind. She still has a smoke grenade, so she's going to smoke it out. Smart decision from the Twitch, but does she know that the Melusi has since rotated into attic? She assumes so, will pre-fire, but does not land the shot. Marmalade lands the 3K and puts GuGu on match point.
Yeah, I love the rotate that came out there from was it Ava? It was Ava, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it was Ava. I love the rotate, and I think she played the position or played the situation to the best of her ability. It just was a little bit too tough of an ask, and obviously, you are a Challenger League caster. Marmalade is a Challenger League player, and I think that experience just showed through. Right, she kind of read the timing of the round and realized that hey, it's probably not going to come through the big window anymore. She's probably rotating around trying to take through main. She could push up white, but I have that coverage. So she played the situation to her best of her ability. I think Ava did an amazing effort to make it close inside of that round, right? It was a very intense gunfight between the two.
Yeah.
Overall, right.
Ava quite literally made all the right decisions.
Yeah. 100%.
It was just unfortunate that she just missed the shot. Wow. Speaking of unfortunate, Burb once again is down on her luck.
Yeah.
All the Homeland players wanting to claim that kill. That sucks for Burb. Although it is very funny. And GuGu are now down a man. Down a woman.
5 seconds left.
And they have no more Mozzie. That is a lot of drone denial off the board. You now have to settle for just the mute. That is the Roni off the board. That is one of your top floor players gone. That's a C4 gone. They lose a lot. You lose a lot when you lose a Mozzie like that. Hopefully she got something out before she died, but considering how early it was, I highly doubt it. I do like the operator switch from Homeland, although it is curious how instead of running a double hard breach, they are running... Or sorry, not a double hard breach. They are also running a double flank watch setup, only instead of a 0, they've got a Nomad, and they have no Iana. So they are a little bit starved of info, and we are going to see that displayed right there. Tex attempts to hit the crouch walk. Lauren was misdroned, and well, so much for the early team kill because now the man count has been even.
Yeah, maybe Burb should stick to the social media. I think she should make some improvements there just because she tweeted. I mean, she tweeted from the wrong account. She tweeted a Project Air scoreline on her personal, so that was laughable to say the least. But what hasn't been laughable is the fact that Homeland, they haven't been completely out of this game, right? These rounds have been closer than the scoreline would indicate. Something that you brought up that you were very critical of last round, but I think I really like it. The fact that they brought the double flank watch inside of this round, I think that overall, I think that was a very smart choice considering how much GuGu dolls love to sort of get the roam on, try to get these flanks going. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to pan out inside of this round. It seems like a very self-explanatory take. They're going to try and push aggressively into lobby and try to make things happen from there. Turler escaping through the basement. She's going to be able to reposition, but oh no, the team kill's coming out from Homeland. You don't want to lose Ava because she has been absolutely insane with the aim, but well, it's down to Secret and Strona, and I know these two are they're a named duo inside of Siege. We've been seeing them kind of pop off in between the different rounds, but as I say that, Secret now down in a 1v2 and up against some very experienced players. Crow, it's a tough task for sure.
Yep. You have to clutch a 1v2 against Marmalade and Goddess, the two most experienced players, not just in this lobby, but, well, in the entire game. One is going to hit an air jab. Unfortunately, Secret is too late to the punch and will thus get punished as she chases down the kill. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG. Homeland go down. The rounds were close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say, and it is a breeze for GuGu. 7-2. They continue their undefeated streak.
Yeah, I thought Homeland was going to be one of the teams that could potentially end that undefeated streak, but I think, as we've seen in the Playday today, I think Girl Boss and GuGu Dolls are kind of just in a world of their own. If we're going to be completely honest here, it's going to come down to the last Playdate for them to play each other and find out who's going to get that 1 and 2 seed, because judging from today, I don't think they're losing that undefeated record until they play one another. Meanwhile, from Homeland, there were plenty of bright spots inside of that game. I think GuGu Dolls just showed their experience. They kind of flexed that experience, whatever they bring to the board, that coordination, and overall, it was just too much for Homeland to overcome.
Yep. definitely agree with you there. They just looked a little bit more well-rounded on Oregon. There were a lot of situations where we saw GuGu's knack for recovery on display. And again, that also comes with experience. Homeland really struggling to just close out rounds in general. Really rough for him. So unfortunately, they will fall. That's going to do it for our third game of the night. And we've got one more. I don't remember who it is.
It's gonna be Wichita Wolves versus the Mirage Scouts, which I expect to be a very fun game. I expect those two. Yeah, I expect both of those teams to sort of pop off against each other. We also get to see the return of Cass to the lineup. She was unavailable last week just due to the fact that she had a little bit of an injury, might I say, to one of her eyes. She is back in the lineup. So looking forward to seeing her return. Froggy Hat is back, and hopefully she is wearing that for the good luck tonight. We are going to toss it over to a 5-minute break, though. We'll catch you right after this.